Worthless Smuts here. So I was thinking about something. Something just popped in my head last night, and I was thinking there are similarities between having an imaginary friend and someone owning a dog. You see, with this dog culture, they they create these labels for dogs and call them, they call dogs as man's best friend. They call dogs a companion, a baby, a child, a fur baby, and in dog culture, dog owners will view this dog as, like, again, like a best friend, like a friend, like a person, like a child. And I was thinking, just like, people who have imaginary friends. Again, I'm not disrespecting anyone who has imaginary friends. I can respect that as long as, as long as it stays in its place and it doesn't, bother anyone else, then, I have no dealings. Unlike with dog culture, even if someone has a dog, 10 miles away, that dog is still a problem for everyone. But anyways, there are similarities. I believe there are similarities between having an imaginary friend and a dog and having a dog, owning a dog. And with all this, dogs are man's best friend, yada yada yada. And they're very similar. They are very similar. And if you talk to other people, they would think having an imaginary friend means you're crazy. I don't think that. I don't think that. Be you, do you. They would think if you have an imaginary friend, then you're considered labeled as crazy, as a psychopath. And that should be applied towards people who own dogs or call dogs man's best friend or fur babies. Again, to me it's psychotic. It's immature. There's something going on there. Because when these dog owners, take in these dogs, they tend to create things that are not there. Just like if you have an imaginary friend, you create in your head of things that are not real. So when someone has a dog, they will create things that are not real, such as if the dog licks your face, that means the dog loves you. If the dog is, always there by your side, that means the dog is loyal. When in reality, we don't really know exactly what this dog is thinking or wants to say, because like an imaginary friend, dogs can't talk. Dogs can't communicate. Therefore, like I said in the adoption video I did, where people will write for the dog saying, let's say the dog, his name is Rex. They'll say, hi, I'm Rex. I need a good owner. I hate cats. I hate children. They will write for the dog as if the dog is talking. And how is that any different from, again, having an imaginary friend? Where you have to talk for the imaginary friend. You have to, pretend the actions of the imaginary friend. It's the same thing as with dog culture, or owning a dog. You have to create things that are not there. Again, we don't know what dogs really mean or what dogs say. Dogs can't communicate. We don't know that. We just don't know. And that's why we have people making up things like dogs are man's best friend, dogs help us, dog loves you, dogs are loyal, which is all utter nonsense. It is nonsense. So again, there are similarities between an imaginary friend and having a dog as a companion. It's kind of the same thing. And if you talk to other people, again, like I said, people will think if you have an imaginary friend, they'll call you crazy. Not my words, they will call you crazy. But why can't that be said to about dog lovers who, will bend down and make out with their dog and add words to their dog as if the dog said that? And again, dogs have never confirmed anything, like nothing, verbally or non-verbally. They have not confirmed anything, and we don't know what they're meaning, what it means, and we just have people making up things, just to justify their imaginary friend, just to justify their mental illness. They make up things like the dog loves you, the dog is talking, like the dog does this. Or I don't know. There's a lot of things out there. You've seen videos of dogs where the person will write for the dog, or they'll write a title for the dog as if the dog is actually saying this, as if the dog actually is feeling this. Again, we don't know what the dog is feeling. We don't know what the dog wants to say. But again, we have these dog owners that speaks for the dog. And if you're stupid enough, you're going to believe it and you're going to fall for it. So if you're going to call someone with imaginary friend crazy, I'm not calling them crazy. I can respect that, be you. Then you got to apply that craziness to these dog owners. Because they put words in dogs' mouth that, again, we don't know what they're saying. We don't know what a dog is feeling. We just don't know. We just make things up. We make things up just to justify the mental illness, the mental disorder that we're going through, in order to sell dogs, in order to get likes, in order to get followers and comments, in order for other dog lovers to kiss your ass and praise you. That's all what it's for. Because again, tell me, please, can someone tell me when a dog has verbally, I said non-verbally by mistake before, but tell me a time where a dog verbally spoke in English, Spanish, French, and confirmed exactly what you thought the dog was saying. You can't do it. Be realistic here. Be realistic. You can't do it. A dog has never confirmed anything, and it's just dog owners, dog lovers making up things just to justify their mental disorder. Look at this. 8 defining characteristics of a best friend. You're gonna read you're gonna read the topics, and do dogs also show this? If, let's say, dogs are man's best friend, and dogs are better than people, do dogs display telepathy? I mean, dog to human, dog to owner. Do they display telepathy? Do dogs display honesty? If so, how does your dog display honesty? Humor. Is your dog funny? With dog culture, anything a dog does is technically funny. So I'm gonna scratch this out. Even if a dog, bumps his head into a hot stove, dog lovers will call it funny. Anything a dog does is technically funny. So for 3, for humor, let's scratch that out. Empathy. Tell me a time when a dog has shown empathy. Okay, how about this? Generosity. When has a dog, you as a dog owner, when has a dog showed generosity? When? Just give me an example of when your dog showed generosity. How about trust? Again, just like I'm saying, this dog industry, they make up crap. They will make up crap, and just because a dog is by your side, waiting for food with his mouth open, his tongue dripping and saliving, people will think that is an example of dog trusting you. Because a dog is following you everywhere you go, they think that is called trust. So if I follow you everywhere I go with my mouth open, is that trust? If I just everything you say and I obey you just like a robot, is that trust? If you put me in chains and I have to follow what you say, you pull my leash, the chain back, is that trust? And I listen, is that trust? I don't know. Just tell me, dog lovers, is that trust? Encouragement. So again, when has your dog showed encouragement? When has your dog encouraged you to do something? Come on, tell me, please. if since a lot of you dog owners, dog lovers love to talk for dogs in these adoption ads, and you think you know what the dog is feeling, please tell me a time when your dog encouraged you to do something. How about steadfast? When has your dog showed or demonstrated steadfast in any situation? Come on, let me know, because again, a lot of you people will say dogs are man's best friend, but I want to know when a dog has ever spoken to you in English or Spanish, confirming its feelings, and that he showed any of these qualities. Tell me a time. And again, the dog has to communicate it. The dog has to, confirm that it's doing this. You can't just make up things. If you're just gonna make up things and put labels on the dog, again, that's a sign of being crazy. That's psychotic. I think that's more putting these labels on the dog and making up crap for a dog only to worship and bend over to make out with dog. That is crazy. That is more crazier than having an imaginary friend. Again, I am not attacking anyone with imaginary friends. If you have an imaginary friends, good for you, do you. But for dogs, for dog culture, we have people putting these labels on dogs. And every once in my life, I've ever seen a dog or heard a dog demonstrate, excluding humor, and any of these qualities. You may see it in ads or videos where the human will just type the dog is generous, the dog is trustworthy, but like how? Like, come on, you gotta be specific. And dog lovers, they're just gonna pick and choose things, and they're gonna lie just in order to sell and to get likes for their dog. How about this? 25 qualities of a friend, of a good friend. Is your dog kind? Again, is your dog honest? Is your dog an individual? Come on, be honest. Is your dog an individual? Can your dog take care of itself and be unique for itself? I don't think so, because again, when you get a dog, you have to train it. You have to condition it in order to behave in a certain way that you want as an owner. No dog is unique. No dog is different. No dog is special. You as an owner, you bring in a dog, and then you train it to act and behave a certain way. It's like having a friend, and you're telling the friend to behave this way, behave that way. You give the friend treats if it listens. Isn't that like slavery? Isn't that abuse? I don't know. Isn't that adventurous? With dogs, all they do is smell things. And I think dog lovers will call that being adventurous, because dogs will smell anything. They even smell another dog's ass, and they'll call that being adventurous. Playful. How about protective? Is your dog protective? How about trustworthy? Is your dog trustworthy? And how does your dog show it? And can your dog confirm that it's being trustworthy? Is your dog nurturing? Does your dog listen? Of course your dog's going to listen. Of course. Because all you do is bribe it with food, condition it, pick up its shit, and the dog is going to listen to you. You have to condition it and brainwash your dog to listen to you. Is your dog helpful? Does your dog do help with the chores around the house? Does your dog sweep? Does your dog do the dishes? Does your dog pick you up at school? Let's say your car is broken down. Does your dog help you with your car? Since dog is man's best friend and dogs are better than people, is your dog helpful? Is your dog clairvoyant? Is your dog respectful? And again, they're dogs. How does a dog show respect? Again, how does a dog show respect? Again, dog owners and dog lovers will, train their dog to behave a certain way, and then they're going to put a label on it as it's respectful. Same thing could be said for slaves. You condition a slave, and they end up listening, you can call that respectful. Fearlessly huggable. And again, dogs don't kiss or hug you for the sake of love, because dogs cannot love. Dogs cannot love. They only licking your face and coming up to you because you are a food dispenser or they want food from you. That is it. Dogs don't see you as a friend, as a best friend, as you people put on them. Dogs see you as a food dispenser or as food. That is it. Is your dog open-hearted? And how would you provide evidence that your dog is open-hearted? Can your dog you can be your real self around them? Can you be your real self around your dog? And again, I believe when people get dogs, they tend to adapt characteristics of their dog. Then we have these dog experts and professionals saying you have to behave a certain way around dogs. They tell the person, you as the person, have to behave a certain way around dogs in order for the dog to be, I guess, respectful, or in order for the dog to be loyal, to listen to you. You have to, adapt to the dog. It's not the dog adapting to you. As a person have to adapt to the dog. Oh, how about this one? Can your dog sit in silence without awkwardness? Can your dog, be happy? How does your dog show you it's happy? Like, how do we know a dog is happy? So if a dog attacks someone and its tail is wagging, does that mean the dog is happy for mauling someone? I don't know. Oh, how about this one? Can you have a conversation with your dog? And if you do, does your dog talk back in either English or Spanish or French? Can you really understand your dog? Can the dog communicate without barking? Can you actually have a conversation with your dog? And of course you can't. Of course you can't. That's why we have dog owners and dog lovers and the dog industry creating these labels. They create these labels and they talk for the dog. And then we have these dumbass dog lovers who go, oh, the dog is cute. But in reality, it's the dog owner who typed that sentence. And dog owners looking at it would be like, it's so cute. Like, dude, the dog didn't say that. The damn dog owner typed that up, made that up. You can put the same text that you just typed on any other dog, any dog in any single picture or video, and I guarantee you dog lovers will gobble it up with ease. Because again, this dog culture is a mental illness. I'll put it in these words. Does your dog apologize to you when they do something wrong? Does your dog verbally apologize to you when they do something wrong? Does your dog encourage you again? Will your dog forgive you? Again, let's say you do something to your dog by accident. How does your dog show that you've been forgiven? How does your dog even say sorry? Again, it doesn't. It doesn't happen. We have dog lovers, dog owners putting these labels and sentences on dogs as if the dog said these things, when in reality, the dog didn't say a single damn thing because a dog doesn't care. All the dog cares about is getting food and eating food. That is it. That is it. How about this one? How about this one? They're generally excited to see you. I already know this. We go over this a lot. When the dog sees you, the dog is gonna jump on you, lick your face, and again, the dog doesn't really care about you as a person. The dog does not care about you as a person. If it does, please allow the dog to say it. Let the dog say, I care about you as a person. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Again, dogs only care about food. If you own a dog and you train a dog with food, you're only a food dispenser. That is it. Does your dog ever feel guilty? Of course, dogs will play these tricks. Again, they're going to play these tricks in order just to get food. That's it. Dog will purposely, kill something, kill someone, wreck something. Then when the owner, turns his back towards the dog again, the dog is going to have that sad, innocent puppy face, that guilty face, as if the dog didn't do a single thing. As if the dog is actually sorry for it. This happens all the time. And these dog owners who are mentally ill, they fall for this trick over and over and over again. How about this one? Have you ever asked your dog for a favor? Of course not. Of course not. Of course not. So again, this for the people, the dog industry, that says dogs are man's best friend or better than people, I dare you to go through this list and then provide deliberate evidence and proof that your dog does these things. And then I would like to hear from the dog's mouth, saying it in English. I only understand English. That the dog is confirming these things. I don't want other people confirming it and typing things for the dog as if the dog is saying it, because I'm no fool. The dog ain't say shit. The dog ain't say shit. You as a human, you're the one typing these things, talking for the dog, and it's not funny. It's not funny. It's not funny. It's not sweet. It's stupid. It's stupid. And again, yeah, that's Alright, how about this? I just lost it. Hang on. Here it is. So this is about imaginary friends. So in this sentence it says they're pretty helpless and small and have to depend on others, but they have to do their imagination and they use them to cope. Thus, pretend play, imaginary characters are often a healthy sign of resilience and creativity. So again, I have nothing against having imaginary friends. However, when it comes to the dog, it is by far way worse. Having a dog as a friend, a companion, whatever you want to call it, is way worse than having an imaginary friend. It is way worse. Having this dog and talking for the dog is a mental illness. It is a mental illness. So yeah, I wasn't supposed to make this video a long video, but that's it. So just to summarize, I just talked about the similarities, between having a dog and having an imaginary friend. And I went over characteristics of a real human friend. And I would like, these dog lovers who are, dog lovers who say dogs are man's best friend, who say dogs are better than people, to provide proof, evidence, and let me hear the dog actually say these things. Otherwise, you have to admit, dog culture is just a psychopathic, disorder, that is only protected because a lot of people are falling for the trick. That's what it is. A lot of these dog lovers, are okay with their mental illness because nearly everyone else is a dog lover. And it's normal for human behavior. Humans are all about following and being the sheep and, trying to fit in. And, as long as you fit in with the majority, they think, they're doing fine. They think they're good. But in reality, that isn't always the case. Whether you follow or not, it all depends on the context of what it is. But in terms of this dog culture, just because majority of people majority of people love and, are dog lovers, own dogs, doesn't mean this is not a mental disorder. It doesn't mean dog culture is healthy, because it isn't. It's a very toxic culture. It's a very toxic disorder, a toxic mental illness. It has no benefits whatsoever. Dog culture, man's best friend, is way more harmful than having an imaginary friend. Because imaginary friend isn't going to attack children for no reason, isn't going to attack the mailman, isn't going to attack you, isn't going to create a mess or stink or, eat its own crap. But the dog culture will. The dog culture, the dogs will attack, cause a lot of problems. And the human, the dog lover, will ignore it. Just like an alcoholic ignores that he's an alcoholic. Since everyone else is drinking around him, he thinks everything is fine. But in reality, you're not fine. It's unhealthy. Dog culture is very unhealthy overall, all around your body, your whole well-being. And still to this day, I have not been able to find a concrete benefit for having and owning a dog. I can see imaginary friends a little bit, it's I don't know, it just helps you with your intrapersonal self type of thing. Do you, man? I'm not criticizing anyone with imaginary friends. I'm not going to do that, but I will, and I have criticized this dog culture, and I will continue to do so. Because this dog culture, when, dogs were lunging at me, when I had to visit people's house and dogs had to chase me, all these things that I have to go through with dogs, and other children, other babies had to go through with dogs. The dog lovers, the dog culture, are nowhere to be found. When a dog is attacking a child, dog lovers are nowhere to be found. They're only around when dogs are walking into walls just to press the like button and to laugh and do all that other crap. But when the dog is attacking people, being a menace in communities, dog lovers are nowhere to be found. They make comments, and they're always going to repeat the same thing over and over again. Blame the owner, not the dog's fault, yada, yada, yada. Come on, people. Come on. And if dog culture really cared about dogs, I think they would do a better job in just giving stupid people dogs to destroy the reputation of dog culture. Because again and again, we see it in the news over and over again. Doesn't matter what dog you have, these dog owners destroy people's lives. They destroy the community, the environment, and they don't give a damn. Dog culture doesn't give a damn until you decide to, say you hate dogs, and then that has then their eyes widen up. As soon as you say you hate dogs, their eyes widen up. But when a dog is attacking someone and causing hell, dog lovers will just make that same old comment. It's how you train it. Then they go back to bending down and making out with their dog. Didn't mean to make this video too long. Just wanted to talk for maybe 2 minutes, but it is what it is. This is the Worthless Mutts. And just remember, it is okay to hate dogs.